is Bible time, dude? Holy shit, I'm totally not overexposed with this.
I got some energy drinks.
Whatever. Anything else you want to share?
I also have ketchup on my desk for some.
I already saw that.
reason.
I was wondering the same. You acquired jelly beans. There's a lot more bottles than last
yeah,
time.
that's a big boy bag of jelly beans, and I got a bag of jelly babies, and not just one. Why is my camera moved in a strange way? Because it's pointing in a funny direction. I mean, it's still okay, but you know.
Wait, can you show the jelly beans again? That's just an entire container of beans. What the fuck?
And they're all different flavors as well, like each individual color. Some of them are very pronounced flavors, like some of them just reek of cinnamon. Some taste like they're really cheap, like candy, coffee. Some
Candies, nuts, coffee in your mouth.
Really fucking weird. Some of them. You're like eating and it's like, oh, this one's nice, and the next one's like, ugh.
Do they I saw that, you know, the Harry Potter beans, they actually have like nasty flavors, and I saw it like years ago. There were like knockoffs of those with actual nasty flavors in it. So it's literally just basically gambling with the taste. You just get a random bean and then you hope it doesn't taste like, well, I don't know.
And the good thing about these beans, by the way, I don't know if it's a good thing, but they're not overly sweet, so you can quite easily just eat them continuously one by one.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Like these are nice, but they're pure fucking sugar. You eat like a wee handful of these, and you're gonna be fucking not feeling well from way too much sugar. These you could just tip by handfuls into your mouth, and you're gonna be fine.
Nuts. That's how I feel about nuts. You can just don't stop eat them without feeling bad. Also, hold on. Gonna try this.
He's gonna try something.
Oh, yep, that's better.
Like playing about with lighting.
Look, I've miraculously changed my skin color from white to slightly less white. I'm just...
You know what you should do?
These existence?
You should get some wireless headphones, and then like one of those like USB Bluetooth like keyboards, and they get like the little small ones have like lots of little buttons and like a little touchpad. Yeah. And then use that with your headphones, and then do a whole stream while you sit on your armchair in the background. Just shouting across the room when you want to speak to people.
Because I can totally read the chat from back there, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be half the fun. That'll be half the funny. That's kind of the point.
Seems a little excessively expensive for
make it a goal of some description, and you get weird goals.
Who's gonna pay for that? Be real.
I don't know. Well, if there's a goal for it, like I don't know, sub goals or however it works with your stream things. If people want it, then they'll put towards the goal. If they don't want it, then they won't. I mean, you'll never know if you don't try.
Seems like a lot of effort for something that is very unlikely to happen.
Well, I'd certainly chip towards it because it sounds fucking hilarious.
Ah, yes, 10 cents towards the €50 Bluetooth headphones. Nice.
Well, we can get really cheap headphones.
I mean, if you want to go about it that way, I think my PC supports Bluetooth, so.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry. I just don't have headphones. Just yell across the room and not hear anything back.
That's gonna go totally fine, yeah.
Just have your speakers on really loud. Have your speakers on really loud, and then don't have game audio go into your stream so it goes through your mic. Have like a really cracked stream. It sounds funny.
Are you done being smart?
No, I'm sure I could. Hold on. Let me show you. Like, hold on. I gotta find
What
something.
am I holding?
Your leg or something. I don't know.
Okay.
There's a fucking absolute unit on YouTube, and he does really shitty, really strange videos. But he occasionally does gameplay videos, but the way he does them is also really cracked. And I want you to.
You know what else is cracked?
Your mum.
No, your video games.
Sure, why not? They're actually not, funnily enough.
How about you keep looking and I just start making?
That's fine. I'm almost done looking. It's fine. I'm just scrolling down the guy's channel. He does so much weird shit on his channel. I found one of them, but I want to see if I can find a slightly better one. This guy does gameplay videos like honestly no one else. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, you do that. I'll just do the fun part here.
There's absolutely nothing fun about what you do.
Exactly. I never claimed that.
How about you do the unfun part?
Okay. Psalm 24. Psalm 25. Unto the end. A Psalm of David. To you, Lord, I have lifted up my soul. In you, my Skittles, I trust. Let me not be put to shame, and do not let my enemies laugh at me. For all who remain with you will not be confounded. May all those who act unjustly over nothing be confounded. O Lord, demonstrate your ways to me, and teach me your paths. Direct me in your truth, and teach me. For you are Skittles, my Saviour, and I remain with you all day long. O Lord, remember your compassion and your mercies, which are from ages past. Do not remember the offenses of my youth and my ignorances. Remember me according to your mercy, because of your goodness, O Lord. The Lord is sweet and righteous. Because of this, he will grant a law to those who fall short in the way. He will direct the mild in judgment. He will teach the meek his ways.
Perfect, there you go.
All the ways of the Lord are mercy and truth to those who yearn for his covenant and his testimony. Why does it say testimonies?
Because there's multiple.
But why does it say testimonies?
Because it's multiple.
That's just not okay.
Because other
moan.
You don't moan.
Do your job. Because of your name, O Lord, you will pardon my sin, for it is mediocre. Which is the man who fears the Lord? He has established a law for him, on the way that he has chosen. His soul will dwell upon good things, and his offspring will inherit the earth. The Lord is a firmament to those who fear him, and his covenant will be made manifest to him. My eyes are ever toward the Lord, for he will pull my feet from the snare. Look upon me and have mercy on me, for I am alone and poor. The troubles of my heart have been multiplied. Deliver me from my needfulness. See my loneliness and my hardship, and release all my offenses. Consider my enemies, for they have been multiplied, and they have hated me with an unjust hatred. Preserve my soul and rescue me. I will not be ashamed, for I have hoped in you. The innocent and the righteous have adhered to me, because
I think any hatred towards you is very justified.
You have no proof. Because I have remained with you. Free Glasgow, O Skittles, from all his tribulations.
It's in your video.
I know. I'm working on it.
It's very important that you watch this.
What is this?
Hello everybody, my name is Gattis Candice and today I will show you how to stream games on YouTube a very simple way. I did make a video about it a couple months ago, yet it was very complicated. Okay, so all you need is a tablet or iPad which you are using to play the game. Then you need the bicycle mirror, which is gonna be used to reflect back your face. And I'm using a speaker to rest the iPad against it, but you can use anything else. And then you just need the phone, which is gonna be streaming straight to the YouTube. And optionally, you can
The mirror
also
idea
be
is
using
impressive,
a
I gotta
PlayStation
admit that.
controller, which you can
That's
see.
hilarious.
I'm using because it's easier. Like I can still
Please
use
do
my
something like
fingers
that.
as well, but if I want, I can just use the controller instead. So it is much easier to play. Okay, and so let me go live right now. I'm gonna go live. And as you can see, I am now live on the internet. And hello, Wilkie Royal. As you can see, there are some people commenting already. You may... Ah yes, Wilkie Royal, that's right. I am making a YouTube video. And so I'm just showing everybody how simple it is to stream games on YouTube. And that's it. That's how simple it is to stream games.
If you actually ever scroll through this guy's videos, it's the biggest fucking drug trip ever.
I don't need another drug trip. I have the Bible and you. That's already overload enough.
Well, you're still a little bit too sane for my liking, so clearly someone's not doing their job here.
I have a new job for you. Find out how many times it says a psalm of David or for David in this. Because I feel like more than half of the psalms are for or by David. Psalm 25. Psalm 26. Until the end, a psalm of David. Judge me, Lord, for I have been walking in my innocence, and by hoping in the Lord I will not be weakened. Examine me, Lord, and test me, and kindle my temperament and my heart. For your mercy is before my eyes, and I am serene in your truth. I have not sat with the counsel of emptiness, and I will not enter with those who carry out injustice. I have hated the assembly of the malicious, and I will not sit with the impious. I will wash my hands among us, the innocent, and I will surround your altar, O Lord, so that I may hear the voice of your praise and describe all your wonders. O Lord, I have loved the beauty of your house and the dwelling place of your glory. O Skittles, do not let my soul perish with the impious, nor my life with the men of blood, in whose hands are iniquities. Their right hand has been filled by bribes. But as for me, I have been walking in my innocence. Redeem me and have mercy on me. My foot has stood firm in the right path. In the churches I will bless you, O Lord. Hello, Tor. You like to join? Psalm 26. Psalm 27. A psalm of David. Before he was sealed. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the protector of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Meanwhile, the guilty draw near to me so as to eat my flesh. Those who trouble me, my enemies, have themselves.
Apparently, there's not a single mention of Psalm of David. According to my Control F search, there's none.
It literally says at the beginning of several of them, a Psalm of David.
I know, I can see it. Google's just like, no. Okay,
have you tried trying?
Apparently. There you go, 51.
There's 150 Psalms, and 51 of them are of David. And then there's probably also a good chunk for or by. It's like David is the Jesus of the Old Testament, honestly.
You're right, Jesus.
True.
I'm gonna go play with some spreadsheets now.
That's better than the alternative, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Those who trouble me, my enemies, have themselves been weakened and have fallen. If entrenched armies were to stand together against me, my heart would not fear. If a battle were to rise up against me, I would have hope in this. One thing I have asked of the Lord, this I will seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, so that I may behold the delight of the Lord, and may visit his temple. For he has For he has hidden me in his Skittles tent. In the days of evils, he has protected me in the hidden place of his Skittles tent. He has exalted me upon the rock, and now he has exalted my head above my enemies. I have circled around and offered a sacrifice of a loud exclamation in his Skittles tent. I will sing, and I will compose a psalm to the Lord. Hear my voice, O Lord, which I have cried out to you. Have mercy on me and hear me. My heart has spoken to you. My face has sought you. I yearn for your face, O Lord. Do not turn your face away from me. In your wrath, do not turn aside from your servant. Be my helper. Do not abandon me and do not despise me. O Skittles, my savior. For my father and my mother have left me behind, deserved, but the Lord has taken me up. O Lord, establish a law for me in your way, and direct me in the right path because of my enemies. Do not surrender me to the souls of those who trouble me, for unjust witnesses have risen up against me, and iniquity has lied to itself. I believe that I shall see the good things of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait for the Lord, act manfully, and let your heart be strengthened and remain with the Lord. Hey, Teras.
Yes.
You want a terrible pun?
No.
Okay, then don't look at the stream title.
Yeah, I did. I don't know if I get it, so. Well, maybe I'm just not trying hard enough.
Are you familiar with alms?
No.
It's basically giving money to poor, giving alms, but in a more noble way than just giving money to a beggar, even though it's effectively the same as far as I know.
Yeah, no, never heard
You're
of
even
it.
learning stuff that's not directly related to the Bible. Isn't that great?
I don't like learning stuff.
That's just factually inaccurate. You don't like learning certain things.
I don't like learning things when you're involved.
That is slightly accurate. Psalm 27. Psalm 28. A psalm of David himself. To you, Lord, I will cry out, my Skittles, do not be silent toward me. For if you remain silent toward me, I will become like those who descend into the pit. Hear, O Lord, the voice of my supplication when I pray to you, when I lift up my hands toward your holy temple. Do not draw me away together with sinners, and do not let me perish with those who work iniquity, who speak peacefully to their neighbor, yet evils are in their hearts. Give to them according to their works and according to the wickedness of their inventions. Assign them according to the works of their hands. Repay them with their own retribution. Since they have not understood the works of the Lord and the works of his hands, you will destroy them, and you will not build them up. Blessed is the Lord, for he has heard the voice of my supplication. The Lord is my helper and my protector. In him my heart has hoped, and I have been helped. And my flesh has flourished again. And from my will I shall confess to him. The Lord is the strength of his people and the protector of the salvation of his Christ. O Lord, save your people and bless your inheritance, and reign over them and exalt them even unto eternity. I'm so looking forward to the end of this book. Yes, that's what I know as Almos, or in Swedish, probably. I mean, in German it's Almos, and it's all some variation of that in, well, not all languages, but many that have related origins, I guess.
You're a related origin.
You're related to EA Origin.
Okay, actually.
EA gay.
It's in the gay. Yeah.
No. That one goes different. That one goes EA gay. It's in the ass.
No.
Psalm 28. Psalm 29. A psalm of David at the completion of the Skittles temple. Bring to the Lord, O sons of Skittles. Bring to the Lord, the sons of rams. Bring to the Lord glory and honor. Bring to the Lord glory for his name. Adore the Lord in his holy court. The voice of the Lord is over the waters. Skittles of majesty has thundered. The Lord is over many waters. The voice of the Lord is in virtue. The voice of the Lord is in magnificence. The voice of the Lord shatters the cedars. And the Lord will shatter the cedars of Lebanon. And it will break them into pieces. Like a calf of Lebanon. Yeah, that's what calves usually do. They break into pieces. Exactly. And in the same way as the beloved son of the single-horned Beastonian. Hey, Teras.
Yes.
What if every instance of horn was replaced with horny?
No, because you already have something that is horny.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'll just be silly.
Just like the Bible. The voice of the Lord cuts through the flame of fire. As opposed to the flame of... What? What can the flame be made of other than fire?
Isn't flame and fire two things? They're like synonyms of the same thing.
They're very similar, but I think it's technically different. Like a fire is the entire thing, and a flame is, like a branch is a part of a tree. I think a flame is part of a fire in that regard, somewhat. But I'm not sure. That's just how that would be my guess. But yeah, the question is still, why are they specifying flame or fire?
They're idiots. I don't know.
Or maybe, actually, it could also be flame of teammates. If you've ever played online games, you know what I'm talking about.
Why are you gay?
Have you ever looked in the mirror?
Not recently.
Maybe you should. That would answer your question.
No.
The voice of the Lord shakes the desert. The Lord will quake the desert of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord is preparing the stacks, and he will reveal the dense woods. And in his temple all will speak his glory. The Lord causes the mediocre flood to dwell, and the Lord will sit as king in eternity. The Lord will give virtue to his people. The Lord will bless his people in peace. Psalm 29. Psalm 30. A canticle psalm. Is it called a canticle psalm because that one can tickle you?
Sure, why not?
In dedication to the house of David, I will extol you, Lord, for you have sustained me, and you have not allowed my enemies to delight over me. O Lord, my Skittles, I have cried out to you, and you have healed me. Lord, you led my soul away from hell. You have saved me from those who descend into the pit. Sing a psalm to the Lord, you, his saints, and confess with remembrance of his holiness. For wrath is in his indignation, and life in his will. Toward evening, weeping will linger, and toward morning, gladness. But I have said in my abundance, I will never be disturbed. O Lord, in your will, you made virtue preferable to beauty for me. You turned your face away from me, and I became disturbed. To you, Lord, I will cry out, and I will make supplication to my Skittles. What use would there be in my blood if I descend into corruption? Will dust confess to you or announce your truth? The Lord has heard me, and he has been merciful to me. The Lord has become my helper. You have turned my mourning into gladness for me. You have cut off my sackcloth, and you have... Is that a euphemism for circumcision?
Sure, why not?
And you have surrounded me with joy. So then, may my glory sing to you, and may I not regret it. O Lord, my Skittles, I will confess to you for eternity. Psalm 30, Psalm 31. Unto the end, a psalm of David according to an ecstasy. In you, Lord, I have hope. Let me never be confounded. In your justice deliver me. Incline your ear to me. Hasten to rescue me. Be for me a protector, Skittles, and a house of refuge, so as to accomplish my salvation. For you are my strength and my refuge, and for the sake of your name you will lead me and nourish me. You will lead me out of the snare which they have hidden for me, for you are my protector. Into your hands I commend my spirit. Is that a common thing to say?
Is it? What is?
I don't know. Do you know? Have you ever heard of the band System of a Down?
No.
Yeah, they're kind of niche. They're not very popular, but in one of their songs, they say, "Father, into your hand I commend my spirit."
Can't say it's. Don't think I've really heard.
Trust me, you know the song and you just don't know the lyrics well enough. But yeah, that's isn't that's Chop Suey? Well, Chop Suey, I think is the pronunciation. Oh, I knows the band. See,
That's Tor's problem, not mine.
you know the song. You just, if you care enough, you could look it up. But you're Teras, so.
Yeah, don't be silly. I'm not gonna do that.
You're telling me to not be silly.
Yes.
Who's being silly now?
Tor?
No.
Oh.
Try again.
I don't know. I've run out of relevant people.
Damn. Quite famous 15 years ago or something. I mean, it was popular when it was new, but it's still... I would still say... Well, maybe not with the younger generation, but let's just say people that are older than 20. There's a decent chance, a very decent chance that they'll know. You have redeemed me, O Lord, Skittles of truth. You have hated those who practice emptiness to no purpose, but I have hoped in the Lord. I will exult and rejoice in your mercy, for you have looked upon my humility. You have saved my soul from needfulness, and you have not enclosed me in the hands of the enemy. You have set my feet in a spacious place. Have mercy on me, Lord, for I am troubled. My eye has been disturbed by wrath, along with my soul and my gut. For my life has fallen into sorrow, and my years into sighing. My virtue has been weakened in poverty, and my bones have been disturbed. What does it mean if your bones are disturbed?
Very good question.
My bones have been disturbed.
I'm gonna disturb your bones. Maybe you've just been disturbed like to the bone, like deeply, you know?
Maybe. Or maybe somebody just cut him open and started fondling his bones in a really disturbing manner.
I have a feeling that's a little bit less likely.
It's the Bible after all. You can't rule anything out. Disturbed, that's also banned. I know, I've been thinking about ways to weave that in some way, but no. I unfortunately couldn't remember what the name of the singer is, otherwise I would have already made some reference where they first said I will not become disturbed. I wanted to say something like, that's what the lead singer of Disturbed never said. But I don't remember the name, so. I have become a disgrace among all my enemies, and even more so to my neighbors, and a dread to my acquaintances. Those who catch sight of me flee away from me. I have become forgotten, like one dead to the heart. I have become like a damaged utensil, for I have heard the harsh criticism of many who linger in the area. While assembled together against me in that place, they deliberated on how to take away my life. But I have hoped in you, O Lord. I said, you are my Skittles. My fate is in your hand. Rescue me from the hand of my enemies and from those who are persecuting me. Shine your face upon your servant. Save me in your mercy. Do not let me be confounded, Lord, for I have called upon you. Let the impious be ashamed and be drawn into hell. May deceitful lips be silenced, those that speak iniquity against the just, in arrogance and in abusiveness. How mediocre is the multitude of your sweetness, O Lord, which you keep hidden for those who fear you, which you have perfected for those who hope in you, in the sight of the sons of men. You hide them in the concealment of your face, from the disturbance of men. You protect them in your sky stand, from the contradiction of tongues. Blessed is the Lord, for he has shown his wonderful mercy to me in a fortified city. But I said in the excess of my mind, I have been cast away from the glance of your eyes. And so you heeded the voice of my prayer, while I was still crying out to you. Love the Lord, all you his saints, for the Lord will require truth, and he will abundantly repay those who act in arrogance. Act manfully, and let your heart be strengthened, all you who hope in the Lord. He's bald and fat. Teras?
Wow. Good one.
I don't even know what he looks like, so no clue. Psalm 31. 32. The understanding of David himself. Blessed are they whose iniquities have been forgiven and whose sins have been covered. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord has not imputed sin and in whose spirit there is no deceit. Because I was silent, my bones grew old, while I still cried out all day long. For day and night your hand was heavy upon me. I have been converted in my anguish, while still the thorn is piercing. I have acknowledged my offense to you, and I have not concealed my injustice. I said, I will confess against myself my injustice to the Lord. And you forgave the impiety of my sin. For this, everyone who is holy will pray to you in due time. Yet truly, in a flood of many waters, they will not draw near to him. You are my refuge from the tribulation that has surrounded me. You are my exaltation. Rescue me from those who are surrounding me. I will give you understanding, and I will instruct you in this way, in which you will walk. Ah, yes, I will give the Lord understanding, because he doesn't understand. That's not heresy at all. I will fix my eyes upon you. Do not become like the horse and the mule, which have no understanding. Their jaws are constrained with bit and bridle, so as to not draw near to you. Many are the scourges of the sinner, but mercy will surround him that hopes in the Lord. Rejoice in the Lord and exult, you just ones. Glory, all you upright of heart. Wait, what? Okay, I think he's talking to other people, not Skittles, but whatever. I'm not going to put any more thought into this. Psalm 32. Psalm 33. A psalm of David. Exalt in the Lord, you just ones. Together praise the upright. Confess to the Lord with stringed instruments. Sing psalms to him with the psaltery of the instrument of 10 strings. Sing to him a new song. Sing songs to him skillfully with a loud exclamation. For the word of the Lord is upright, and all his works are in faith. He loves mercy and judgment. The earth is full of the mercy of the Lord. By the word of the Lord the heavens were established, and all their power by the spirit of his mouth, gathering together the waters of the sea as if in a container, placing the depth in storage. Let all the earth fear the Lord, and may all the inhabitants of the world quake before him. For he spoke, and they became ooh. He commanded, and they were created. The Lord scatters the counsels of the nations. Moreover, he reproves the thoughts of the people, and he rejects the counsels of the leaders. But the counsel of the Lord remains for eternity, the thoughts of his heart from generation to generation. Blessed is the nation whose guidance is the Lord, the people whom he has chosen as his inheritance. The Lord has looked down from heaven. He has seen all the sons of men. From his well-prepared dwelling place he has gazed upon all who dwell on the earth. He has formed the hearts of each one of them. He understands all their works. The king is not saved by mediocre power, nor will the giant be saved by his many powers. The horse is false safety, for he will not be saved by the abundance of his powers. Behold! The eyes of the Lord are on those who fear him, and on those who hope in his mercy, so as to rescue their souls from death, with one F, and to feed them during famine. Our soul remains with the Lord, for he is our helper and protector. For in him our heart will rejoice, and in his holy name we have hoped. Let your mercy be upon us, O Lord, just as we have hoped in you. This is terrible.
You think?
Psalm 33. Psalm 34. To David, when he changed his appearance in the sight of Abimelech, so he dismissed him and he went away. What does that even mean? So David rests while Abimelech was watching, and then he dismissed him and went away. Okay.
Sounds about right.
I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise will be ever in my mouth. In the Lord my soul will be praised. May the meek listen and rejoice. Magnify the Lord with me, and let us extol his name in itself. I sought the Lord, and he heeded me, and he carried me away from all my tribulations. Approach him and be enlightened, and your faces will not be confounded. This poor one cried out, and the Lord heeded him, and he saved him from all his tribulations. The angel of the Lord will encamp around those who fear him, and he will rescue them. Taste and see that the Lord is sweet. Excuse me? Blessed is the man who hopes in him.
Ooh.
Yeah, just taste the Lord, give him a good licking.
Ooh.
Games.
Fear the Lord, all you his saints, for there is no destitution for those who fear him. The rich have been needy and hungry, but those who seek the Lord will not be deprived of any good thing. Come forward, sons, listen to me. I will teach you the fear of the Lord, which is the man who wills life, who chooses to see good days. Prohibit your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking deceit. Turn away from evil and do good. Inquire about peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Lord are on the just, and his ears are with their prayers. The countenance of the Lord is upon those who do evil, to perish the remembrance of them from the earth. The just cried out, and the Lord heard them, and he freed them from all their tribulations. The Lord is near to those who are troubled, in heart, and he will save them, and he will save the humble in spirit. Many are the affliction of the just, but from them all the Lord will free them. The Lord preserves all their bones, not one of them shall be broken. The death, with one F, of a sinner is very harmful, and those who hate the just will fare badly. The Lord will redeem the souls of his servants, and none of those who hope in him will fare badly. Hello, heathen. Psalm 34. Psalm 35. Of David himself. O Lord, judge those who harm me, assail those who attack me, take hold of weapons and a shield, and rise up in assistance to me. Bring forth the spear and close in on those who persecute me. Say to my soul, I am your salvation. Let them be confounded in awe who pursue my soul. Let them be turned back and be confounded who think up evil against me. May they become like dust before the face of the wind, and let the anger of the Lord hem them in. May their way become dark and slippery, and may the anger of the Lord pursue them. For without cause they have concealed their snare for me unto destruction. Over nothing they have rebuked my soul. Let the snare of which he is ignorant come upon him, and let the deception which he has hidden take hold of him. And may he fall into that very snare. But my soul will exult in the Lord, and delight over his salvation. All my bones will say, Lord, who is like you? Ah, yes, speaking bones, of course. He rescues the needy from the hand of the stronger one, the indignant and the poor from those who plunder him. Unfair witnesses have risen up, interrogating me about things of which I am ignorant. They repaid me evil for good, to the deprivation of my soul. But as for me, when they were harassing me, I was clothed with haircloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer will become my sinews. Like a neighbor and like our brother, so did I please. Like one mourning and contrite, so was I humbled. And they have been joyful against me, and they joined together. Scourges have been gathered over me, and I was ignorant of it. They have been scattered, yet they were unremorseful. They have tested me. They scoffed at me with scorn. They gnashed their teeth over me. Lord, when will you look down upon me? Restore my soul from their malice, my only one from before the lions. I will confess to you in a mediocre church. I will praise you amongst us, a weighty people. Ah, yes, I will go to the church surrounded by fat people, and I will pray to you. Okay. May those who are my unjust adversaries not be glad over me, those who have hated me without cause and who not agreement with their eyes. Teras?
Yes.
How does one not agreement with their eyes? Oh, you know what? No, let's make it even simpler. How do you nod with your eyes?
You just kind of give him you just give him the look. TM.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
For indeed they spoke peacefully to me, and speaking with the passion of the earth, they intended deceit. And they opened their mouth wide over me. They said, Well, well, our eyes have seen.
They have,
yeah. Dun, dun, dun. You have seen, O Lord, do not be silent. Lord, do not depart from me. Rise up and be attentive to my judgment, to my cause, my Skittles and my Lord. Judge me according to your justice, O Lord, my Skittles, and do not let them be glad over me. Do not let them say in their hearts, Well, well, to our soul. Neither let them say, We have devoured him. Let them blush and be in awe together, those who congratulate at my misfortunes. Let them be clothed with confusion and awe, who speak mediocre things against me. Let them exult and rejoice who wish my justice, and let them ever say, The Lord be magnified. Who will the peace of his servants? And so my tongue will express your justice, your praise all day long. Psalm 35. Psalm 36. Unto the end, to the servant of the Lord, David himself. I'm gonna have to check after this one if there was a single psalm that was not related to David so far. The unjust one has said within himself that he would commit offenses. There is no fear of Skittles before his eyes, for he has acted deceitfully in his sight, such that his iniquity will be found to be hatred. The words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He is willing to understand, so that he may act well. He has been considering iniquity on his bed. He has set himself on every way that is not good. Moreover, he has not hated evil. Lord, your mercy is in heaven, and your truth is even to the clouds. Your justice is like the mountains of Skittles. Your judgments are a mediocre abyss. Men and Bistonians you will save, O Lord. How have you multiplied your mercy, O Skittles? How you have multiplied your mercy, O Skittles. And so the sons of men will hope under the cover of your wings. They will be inebriated with the fruitfulness of your house, and you will give them to drink from the torrent of your enjoyment. I enjoy torrents as well.
No.
For with you is the fountain of life, and within your light we will see the light. Ah, yes, we will see the light in your light.
Classic.
Because he put light in his light, so you can see light inside of his light. Extend your mercy before those who know you, and your justice to these, nuts in your mouth, who are upright in heart. May arrogant feet not approach me, and may the hand of the sinner not disturb me. In that place, those who work iniquity have fallen. They have been expelled, they were not able to stand. Oh no, Ethan also wants to see the thumbnail. File. He has contributed.
Oh no.
Okay, let's see. 35, David. 34, David. 33, David. 32, David. 31, David. 30, David. 29. Dedication to the house of David.
I'm loading up the project file.
No. We have not reached the goal yet. He just wants to see it.
Oh, is that an actual challenge thing?
Yes.
I didn't actually realize it was that.
I even sent it to you. Teras.
I wasn't listening.
I know.
What part of I pay little to not attention did you not
listening.
understand?
I sent it to you. It was a screenshot. I never mentioned it. So there's nothing to listen. There's just to look. 28, Psalm of David. 37, Psalm of David. 26, Psalm of David. 25, Psalm of David. 24, Psalm of David. 23, Psalm of David. 22, Psalm of David. 21, Psalm of David. 20, Psalm of David. 19, Psalm of David. 18, Psalm of David. 17, for David. 16, prayer of David. 15, of David himself. 14, Psalm of David. 13, Psalm of David. 12, Psalm of David. 11, Psalm of David. 10, Psalm of David. 9, 1, Psalm of David. 9, 2, wait, which one was this? This was 9, 10. Oh yeah, and then... Okay, I guess they're both David. Okay. 8, Psalm of David. 7, Psalm of David. 6, Psalm of David. 5, Psalm of David. 4, Psalm of David. 3, Psalm of David. 2. Why have the genitals been seething, and why have the people been pondering Holy shit. 2 is not about David. Let's go. 1.
Okay.
Yeah, the first 2 are not about David, but I'm not even sure if they're psalms or just sort of an introduction. But basically every single psalm is about David in some way. Either it's from him or about him or to him or just some other garbage. This book is terrible. Psalm 36, Psalm 37, a psalm of David himself. Do not choose to imitate the malicious, neither should you envy those who work iniquity, for they will quickly wither away like dry grass, and in like manna to kitchen herbs, they will soon droop. Hope in the Lord and do good.
Strange.
I will droop these nuts.
You're fucking dripping vegetable.
Drooping balls? Hope in the Lord and do good, and dwell in the land, and so you shall be pastured with its riches. Delight in the Lord, and he will grant to you the petitions of your heart. Reveal your way to the Lord and hope in him, and he will accomplish it. And he will bring forth your justice like the light and your judgment like the midday. Be subject to the Lord and pray to him. Do not choose to compete with him who prospers in his way, with the man who does injustice. Cease from wrath and leave behind rage. Do not choose to imitate the malicious, for those who are malicious will be exterminated, but those who remain with the Lord, these will inherit the land. Yet still, a little while and the sinner will not be, and you will search his place and find nothing. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and they will delight the multitude of peace. The sinner will observe the just, and he will gnash his teeth over him. But the Lord will laugh at him, for he knows in advance that his day will come. The sinners have drawn the sword, they have bent their bows, so as to cast down the poor and the needy, so as to massacre the upright of heart. Let the sword enter into their own hearts, and let their bow be broken. A little is better to the just than the many riches of sinners. For the arms of sinners will be crushed, but the Lord confirms the just. The Lord knows the days of the immaculate, and their inheritance will be in eternity. They will not be confounded in an evil time, and in days of famine they will be satisfied, for sinners will perish. Truly, the adversaries of the Lord, soon after they have been honored and exalted, will fade away, in the same way that smoke fades away. The sinner will land and not release, but the just one shows compassion and donates. Speaking of donation, for those who bless him will inherit the earth, but those who curse him will perish. The steps of a man will be directed by the Lord, and he will choose his way. When he falls, he will not be harmed, because the Lord places his hand under him. I have been young, and now I am old. I have not seen the just forsaken, nor his offspring seeking bread. He shows compassion and lends all day long, and his offspring will be in blessing. Turn away from evil and do good, and dwell forever and ever. For the Lord loves judgment, and he will not abandon his saints. They will be kept safe in eternity. The unjust will be punished, and the offspring of the impious will perish. But the just will inherit the earth, and they will dwell upon it forever and ever. The mouth of the just one will express wisdom, and his tongue will speak judgment. The laws of his guide is in his heart, and his steps shall not be supplanted. The sinner considers the just one and seeks to put him to death with one F. But the Lord will not abandon him into his hands, nor condemn him when he will be judged. Wait for the Lord and keep to his way, and he will exalt you, so as to inherit the land that you may seize. When the sinners will have passed away, then you shall see. I have seen the impious over-exalted, and lifted up like the cedars of Lebanon. I passed by, and behold, he was not.
Beholding.
And I sought him, and his place was not found. Keep to innocence and gaze upon fairness, because there are allotments for the peaceful men. But the unjust will be destroyed together. The allotments of the impious will pass away. But the salvation of the just is from the Lord, and he is their protector in time of tribulation. And the Lord will help them and free them, and he will rescue them from sinners and save them, because they have hoped in him. This book is drier than my sense of humor.
Good one.
Thank you. I worked hard on that one. Unlike whoever wrote this book. Hey, Teras. How wasted do you want to be?
Not really.
I dare you to drink every time a psalm is somehow related to David.
Wrong.
Psalm 37. Psalm 38. A psalm of David in commemoration of the Sabbath. Who did write this book? Somebody who shouldn't be writing.
So mabadi tacha mas bagi.
Feel free to find out, or ask Teras with finding out. O Lord, do not rebuke me in your fury, nor chastise me in your wrath, for your arrows have been driven into me, and your hand has been confirmed over me. There is no health in my flesh before the face of your wrath. There is no peace in my bones before the face of my sins. For my iniquities have walked over my head, and they have been like a heavy burden weighing upon me. My sores have been putrefied, and have been corrupt before the face of my foolishness. I have become miserable, and I have been bent down, even to the end. I have walked in contrition all day long.
Bent.
Thanks.
Ooh.
For my loins have been filled with illusions, and there is no health in my flesh. I have been afflicted and mediocrely humbled. I bellowed from the groaning of my heart. O Lord, all my desire is before you, and my groaning before you has not been hidden. My heart has been disturbed, my strength has abandoned me, and the light of my eyes has abandoned me, and it is not with me. That's what usually happens when something abandons you. It is no longer with you. Thanks. My friends and my neighbors have drawn near and stood against me, and those who were next to me stood far apart. And those who sought my soul used violence, and those who sought evil accusations against me were speaking emptiness, and they practiced deceitfulness all day long. But, like someone deaf, I did not hear. I was like someone mute, not opening his mouth, and I became ooh, like a man who does not hear and who has no reproofs in his mouth. For in you, Lord, I have hope. You will listen to me, O Lord, my Skittles. For I said, lest at any time my enemies might rejoice over me. And while my feet are being shaken, they have spoken mediocre things against me. For I have been prepared for scourges, and my sorrow is ever before me. For I will announce my iniquity, and I will think about my sin. But my enemies live, and they have been stronger than me, and those who have wrongfully hated me have been multiplied. Those who render evil for good have dragged me down, because I followed goodness. Do not forsake me, O Lord, my Skittles. Do not depart from me. Be attentive to my help, O Lord, the Skittles of my salvation. Psalm 38. Psalm 39. Until the end. For Jonathan himself. Holy shit, somebody knew. Never mind. What a troll. For Jonathan himself. The Canticle of David. The fucking bait, holy shit. I fell for it. I said, I will keep to my ways so that I will not offend with my tongue. I posted a guard at my mouth.
Good one.
Of course. When a sinner took up a position against me, I was silenced and humbled, and I was quiet before good things, and my sorrow was renewed. My heart grew hot within me, and during my meditation a fire would flare. I spoke with my tongue, as one usually does when speaking. O Lord, make me know my end, and what number of my days will be, so that I may know what is lacking to me. Behold, you have made my days measurable, and before you my substance is as nothing. Yet truly, all things are vanity, every living man. So then, truly, a man passes by like an image. Even so, he is disquieted in vain. He stores up, and he knows not for whom he will gather these things. And now, what is it that awaits me? Is it not the Lord? And my substance is with you. Rescue me from all my iniquities. You have handed me over as a reproach to the foolish. I was silenced, and I did not open my mouth, because it was you who acted. Remove your scourges from me. I fall short at corrections from the strength of your hand, for you have chastised a man for iniquity. And you have made his soul shrink away like a spider?
Spider-Man.
And you have made his soul shrink away like a spider. What?
Yes.
What is that? Shrink away like a spider? Is there a spider that shrinks and grows in size or something?
No, but when spiders die, all their limbs compress towards them, and they kind of curl themselves up into a ball.
That kind of makes sense, I guess. I can see that. Yeah, Teras, you're being smart. What's going on today?
I know. Yes. I mean, I problem solving is like my shtick.
I would like to see your stick.
Yeah, it's Carl extra.
Nevertheless, it is in vain that any man be disquieted. O Lord, heed my prayer and my supplication. Pay attention to my tears. Do not be silent, for I am a newcomer to you, and a sojourner, just as all my fathers were. Forgive me, so that I may be refreshed, before I will go forth and be no more. Psalm 39. Psalm 40. Unto the end, a psalm of David himself. What a surprise! Who could have seen this coming? I have waited expectantly for the Lord, and he was attentive to me, and he heard my prayers, and he led me out of the pit of misery and the quagmire. And he stationed my feet upon a rock, and he directed my steps. And he sent a new canticle into my mouth, a song to our Skittles. Many will see, and they will fear, and they will hope in the Lord. Blessed is the man whose hope is in the name of the Lord, and who has no respect for vanities and absurd falsehoods. You have accomplished your many wonders, O Lord my skies, and there is no one similar to you in your thoughts. I have announced it, I have spoken. They are multiplied beyond your number. Sacrifice and oblation you did not want, but you have perfected ears for me. But you have perfected ears for me.
Yes.
Titus made kitty ears for David. Clearly.
Wonderful.
Allocation? What? Holocaust and sin offering. Allocation. It's a vacation on Holocaust. I mean, what?
No, it sounds like you'd know.
Holocaust and sin offering you did not require. Then I said, behold, I draw near. At the head of the book, it has been written of me that I should do your will. My Skittles, I have willed it, and your law is in the midst of my heart. I have announced your justice in a mediocre church. Behold, I will not restrain my lips. O Lord, you have known it. I have not concealed your justice within my heart. I have spoken your truth and your salvation. I have not concealed your mercy and your truth from a mediocre assembly. O Lord, do not take your tender mercies away. Do not take your tender mercies far from me. And your mercy and your truth ever sustain me. For evils without number have surrounded me. My iniquities have taken hold of me, and I was not able to see. They have been multiplied beyond the hairs of my head. And my heart has forsaken me. Be pleased, O Lord, to rescue me. Look down, O Lord, to help me. Let them together be confounded and awed, who seek after my soul to steal it away. Let them be turned back and be in awe, who wish evils upon me. Let them bear their confusion all at once, who say to me, well, well. Let all who seek you exult and rejoice over you. And let those who love your salvation always say, may the Lord be magnified. But I am a beggar and poor. The Lord has been concerned about me. You are my helper and my protector. My Skittles, do not delay. You know what? This is going into the best of. This is a good one.
Nice.
Please explain 39:16 to me, Teras.
I kind of get it. It's like the person who laughs last or something. There's some weird saying like that. I don't remember what it is because I don't use it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But there's some so it's maybe that kind of thing where the people
who has the last laugh has the best laugh or biggest laugh or something would be the rough translation.
Some kind of. Yeah.
Well, is it? I mean,
well,
just
saying it would have probably been said a bit more slowly, like well.
Yeah, so it's about saying it in that way, but
they're the ones that are now confused. It's like it's like you're saying that to me, but now you're the confused one, kind of. It's turning around kind of thing.
It's just fucking weird since this is all written, choosing to go with well, because it really doesn't get the point across.
Well, I mean, it's written as it was said, so it's not like it was. It's not like whatever was said was designed and being written in mind. It was just said, and then it was written.
True.
So
So you better not say well to me, or however. Maybe it was well. Maybe they just said it differently back then. No, maybe that's just what we do nowadays. I wonder what religious book is the best. I wonder what religion's book is the best considered book as fiction. English. Try again.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm not exactly sure what the question is. I have an idea, but try again. Psalm 40, Psalm 41. Unto the end, a psalm of David himself. Blessed is he who shows understanding toward the needy and the poor. The Lord will deliver him in the evil day. The evil day, yes, the one. May the Lord preserve him and give him life, and make him blessed upon the earth, and may he not hand him over to the will of his adversaries. May the Lord bring him help on his bed of sorrow. In his infirmity you have changed his entire covering. I said, "O Lord, be merciful to me. Heal my soul, because I have sinned against you. My enemies have spoken evils against me. When will he die in his name, and his name perish? And when he came in to see me, he was speaking emptiness. His heart gathered iniquity to itself. He went outside and he was speaking in the same way. All my enemies were whispering against me. They were thinking up evils against me. They established an unjust word against me. Will he that sleeps no longer rise again? For even the man of my peace, in whom I hoped, who ate my bread, has mediocrely supplanted me. But you, O Lord, have mercy on me, and raise me up again, and I will requite them. By this I knew that you preferred me, because my adversary will not rejoice over me. But you have sustained me because of my innocence, and you have confirmed me in the sight of and you have confirmed me in your sight in eternity. Blessed is the Lord, Skittles of Glasgow, for all generations and even forever. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
I wonder what religion's book is considered as the best fiction. How many religion... Okay, I mean, for something to be considered the best, it has to have some kind of popularity, because otherwise nobody will agree. So, what popular religious books do we have? Bible? Quran? Exactly. So there's two.
Well, I mean, technically, Bible is a collection of books, and so technically each one of the books can be considered as a book.
I mean, but the Bible is also a book. It's a book with books in it.
It's a book of books, which means it's a collection of books, which can be seen as a book in and of itself.
Yeah,
But the individual books weren't initially made to be a part of the big book. They're initially made to be books of their own. So they are technically still separate books, which can be treated as such.
So odds are that it is something Christian, because there's so many religious Christian books. And also, I would say it's probably not the Quran, because people who believe in that, or generally their society and religion tends to be a lot more strict about all of that. You know, there's a lot of people who are like loosely Christian. They might not read the Bible, might not go to church, but generally believe. Whereas from my experience and from what I've heard, people who read the Quran and have anything to do with it in any religious way are a lot more strict about it. So probably Bible, I would just guess. And that has the best story. I mean, best story? I can tell you so far. Plots. Let's see. One of these two. Either the Book of Ruth, or the first Book of Samuel. Because those both have an average rating of 9 for plot from Teras and myself.
Yes.
Everything else has a lower rating on average. So I guess that's your answer. Hello, Dorvik. Books, Bunny. Quran, I guess, very dramatic story and can be partially considered as a historical book, but that makes it less fiction then. But I guess if you're talking about best story, yeah. Anthology. Maybe it is kind of boring. Maybe you're right. But does Scientology even... Do they have a book? A religious book? I have no fucking clue about Scientology.
Scientology is weird.
Sci-fi what? Holy shit, Teras, you're not ready for this one. Psalm 41.
I'm not.
Psalm 42. Unto the end. The understanding of the sons of Korah. Not David, no. The sons of Korah. Holy shit. Have we moved on from sucking off David? Yes, they have books, but most of them are secret. Nice. Well, then probably it wouldn't be considered the best if it's so secret. Because once again, it needs enough people knowing about it. As the deer longs for fountains of water, so my soul longs for you, O Skittles. My soul has thirsted for the strong living Skittles. When will I draw close and appear before the face of Skittles? Thy tears have been my bread, day and night. Meanwhile, it is said to me daily, Where is your Skittles? These things I have remembered, and my soul within me I have poured out. For I will cross into the place of the wonderful Skittles tent, all the way to the house of Skittles, with a voice of exultation and confession, the sound of festoning. Why are you sad, my soul? And why do you disquiet me? Hope in Skittles, for I will still confess to him the salvation of my countenance and my Skittles. My soul has been troubled within myself. Because of this, I will remember you from the land of the Jordan and from Hermon, from the little mountain. Abyss calls upon abyss, with the voice of your floodgate. All your heights and your waves have passed over me. In the daylight, the Lord has ordered his mercy, and in the night, a canticle to him. With me is a prayer to the Skittles of my life. I will say to Skittles, You are my supporter. Why have you forgotten me? And why do I walk in mourning while my adversary afflicts me? While my bones are being broken, my enemies who trouble me have reproached me. Meanwhile, they say to me every single day, Where is your Skittles? My soul, why are you saddened? And why do you disquiet me? Hope in Skittles, for I will still confess to him the salvation of my countenance and my Skittles. The basic story is pure sci-fi. The founder was a sci-fi author after all. I mean, maybe they have good story. Feel free to find out. Maybe we'll get to reading that in 10, 15 years. I mean, Bible's going to keep us busy until 2030 probably, depending on how long the New Testament is. Then another 3, maybe 4 years for the Quran, I would just guess. And then, who knows? Psalm 42, Psalm 43, a Psalm of David, of course. Judge me, O Skittles, and discern my cause from that of a nation not holy. Rescue me from a man unjust and deceitful, for you are Skittles, my strength. Why have you rejected me, and why do I walk in sadness, while the adversary afflicts me? Send forth your light and your truth. They have guided me and led me to your holy mountain and into your Skittles tents. And I will enter up to the altar of Skittles, the Skittles who enlivens my youthfulness. Enlivens, I think. To you, O Skittles, my Skittles, I will confess upon a stringed instrument. Why are you sad, my soul, and why do you disquiet me? Hope in Skittles, for I will still give praise to him, the salvation of my countenance and my Skittles. Ron Hubbard wrote a really fantastic book. He must be on drugs to write it. He said something like, if you want to become rich, then invent your own religion. Maybe if we are speaking about sci-fi fiction, then Hubbard and his Scientology is the best one. But also John Smith and his Mormons invented kind of a crazy book. Crazy? I was crazy once. Crazy?
Oh, no.
I was crazy once. They locked me in a room with rats. And rats make me crazy. You should really give it a try. Well, as I said, the problem is generally time. We only have limited time. So, in however many years it will take for us to be done, we're definitely open for suggestions, or maybe we'll just do the Old Testament and then do something else in between before we move on to the New Testament. But that's still literally years away. Beginner's Guide to Xeno and Scientology. What the fuck? I don't think I'm ready to go down that rabbit hole. Psalm 43, Psalm 44. Unto the end, the sons of Korah, toward understanding. We have heard, O Skittles, with our own ears. Our fathers have announced to us the work that you wrought in their days and in the days of antiquity. Your hand dispersed the genitals, and you transplanted them.
Well, that works.
You afflicted the people and you expelled them, for they did not take possession of the land by their sword, and their own arm did not save them. But your right hand and your arm and the light of your countenance did so, because you were pleased with them. You yourself are my king, and my Skittles, who commands the salvation of Jacob. I also salivate at the thought of Jacob. With you we will brandish a horn before our enemies, and in your name we will spurn those rising up against us. For I will not hope in my bow, and my sword will not save me. For you have saved us from those who afflict us, and you have bewildered those who hate us. In Skittles we will give praise all day long, and in your name we will confess forever. But now you have rejected and bewildered us, and you will not go forth with our armies, O Skittles. You You have turned our back to our enemies, and those who hated us have plundered for themselves. You have given us over like sheep for food. You have scattered us among us, the genitals. You have sold your people without a price, and no mediocre number was exchanged for them. You have set us as a disgrace to our neighbors, and to a scoff and a derision to those who are around us. You have set us as a parable among us, the Gentiles, a shaking of the head among us, the peoples. All day long my shame is before me, and the confusion of my face has covered me. Before the voice of the reproacher and the commentator, before the face of the adversary and the pursuer. All these things have come upon us, yet we have not forgotten you. And we have not acted unjustly in your covenant. And our heart has not turned back, and you have not diverted our steps. And you have not diverted our steps from your way. For you humbled us in a place of affliction, and the shadow of death, with one F, has covered us. If we have forgotten the name of our Skittles, and if we have extended our hands to a foreign Skittles, will not Skittles find this out? For he knows the secrets of the heart. For because of you, we are being killed all day long. We are considered as sheep for the slaughter. Rise up. Why do you fall asleep, O Lord? Rise up, and do not reject us in the end. Why do you turn your face away, and why do you forget our needfulness and our tribulation? For our soul has been humbled into the dust. Our belly has been bound to the earth. Rise up, O Lord, help us and redeem us because of your name. I hate this book. I hate it so much. I just don't know. I don't know if it's going to be worse than Unchronicle Valley, but it's going to be very low. I can already tell you that. In every category, actually, there's nothing redeeming about this. Psalm 44, Psalm 45. Unto the end, for those who will be changed. To the sons of Korah, toward understanding, a canticle for the beloved. My heart has uttered a good word. I speak of my works to the king. My tongue is like the pen of a scribe who writes quickly. You are a brilliant form of the sons of men. You are a brilliant form before the sons of men. Grace has been poured freely into your lips. Because of this, guidance has blessed you in eternity. Fasten your sword to your thigh, O most powerful one. With your splendor and your excellence extended, proceed prosperously, and reign for the sake of truth and meekness and justice. And so will your right hand lead you wondrously. Your arrows are sharp. The people will fall under you with the hearts of the enemies of the king. Your throne, O Skittles, is forever and ever. The scepter of your kingdom is a scepter of true aim. You have loved justice and hated iniquity. Because of this, Skittles, your Skittles has anointed you before your co-heirs with the oil of gladness. Myrrh and balsam and cinnamon perfume your garment from the houses of ivory. From these they have delighted you, the daughters of kings in your honor, the queen assisted at your right hand, and clothing of gold encircled with diversity. Listen, daughter, and see, and incline your ear, and forget your people and your father's house, and the king will desire your beauty, for he is the Lord your Skittles, and they will adore him. And the daughters of Tyre will entreat your countenance with gifts, all the rich men of the people. All the glory of the daughter of its king is inside, in golden fringes, clothed all around with diversities. After her, virgins will be led to the king. Her neighbors will be brought to you. They will be brought with gladness and exultation. They will be led into the temple of the king, for your father's sons have been born to you. You will establish them as leaders over the earth. They will remember your name always, for generation after generation. Because of this, people will confess to you in eternity, even forever and ever. I still hate this book.
Nice.
Psalm 45. Psalm 46. Unto the end. To the sons of Korah, for confidence, a psalm. Our Skittles is our refuge, and strength, a helper in the tribulations that have mediocrely overwhelmed us. Because of this, we will not be afraid when the earth will be turbulent and the mountains will be transferred into the heart of the sea. They thundered, and the waters were stirred up amongst them. The mountains have been disturbed by his strength. The frenzy of the river rejoices in the city of Skittles. The Most High has sanctified his Skittles tent. Skittles is in its midst. It will not be shaken. Skittles will assist in it in the early morning. The peoples have been disturbed, and the kingdoms have been bowed down. He uttered his voice. The earth has been moved. The Lord of hosts is with us. The Skittles of Jacob is our supporter. Draw near and behold the works of the Lord, what portents he has set upon the earth, carrying away wars even to the end of the earth. He will crush the bows and break the weapons, and he will burn the shield with fire. Be empty and see that I am Skittles. I will be exalted amongst us, the peoples, and I will be exalted upon the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The Skittles of Jacob is our supporter. Psalm 46. Psalm 47. Unto the end, a psalm for the sons of Korah. All nations, clap your hands. What the fuck kind of... I guess this is just a live performance? Shout joyfully to Skittles with a voice of exultation, for the Lord is exalted and terrible. A mediocre king over all the earth. He has subjected the peoples to us and subdued the nations under our feet. He has chosen us for his inheritance, the splendor of Jacob whom he has loved. Skittles ascends with jubilation, and the Lord with the voice of the trumpet. Sing psalms to our Skittles. Sing psalms. Sing psalms to our king. Sing psalms. For Skittles is the king of all the earth. Sing psalms wisely. Skittles will reign over the peoples. Skittles sits upon his holy throne. The leaders of the peoples have been gathered together by the Skittles of Abraham. For the strong Skittles of the earth have been exceedingly exalted. Please tell me, Skittles, what do you think about Blizzard desecrating some old Catholic church in France? Did you hear about it? I have no clue what you're talking about, so I have no thoughts. But it's Blizzard, so do you even need to ask of my opinion? I think at this point it's pretty well known how I feel about Blizzard.
Blizzard is a fucking...
EA Blizzard.
It's in the Blizzard.
It's in the wallet.
Wallet. Your mum's a wallet.
Wallet and Gromus. Or whatever that one was called, I don't remember. Psalm 47, Psalm 48, a canticle psalm to the sons of Korah on the second Sabbath. The Lord is mediocre and exceedingly praiseworthy in the city of our Skittles on his holy mountain. Mount Zion is being founded with the exaltation of the whole earth on the north side, the city of the mediocre king. In her houses Skittles will be known, since he will support her. For, behold, the kings of the earth have been gathered together. They have convened as one. Such did they see, and they were astonished. They were disturbed, they were moved. Trembling took hold of them. In that place, their pains were that of a woman in labor. With a vehement spirit, you will crush the ships of Tarshish. As we have heard, so we have seen in the city of the Lord of hosts, in the city of our Skittles. Skittles has founded it in eternity. We have received your mercy, O Skittles, in the midst of your temple. According to your name, O Skittles, so does your praise reach to the ends of the earth. Your right hand is full of justice. Let Mount Zion rejoice, and let the daughters of Judah exult because of your judgments, O Lord. Encircle Zion and embrace her. Discourse in her towers. Set your hearts on her virtue, and distribute her houses, so that you may discourse of it in another generation. For this is Skittles, our Skittles, in eternity, forever and ever. He will rule us forever. Skittles forever, let's go! Psalm 48, Psalm 49. Until the end, a psalm to the sons of Korah. Hear these things, all nations. Pay attention, all inhabitants of the world, whoever is earthborn. You sons of men, together as one, the rich and the poor. My mouth will speak wisdom, and the meditation of my heart will speak prudence. I will incline my ear to a parable, and I will open my case with the psaltery. Why should I fear in the evil day? The iniquity at my heel will surround me. Those who trust in their own strength, and who glory in the multitude of their riches. Oh, glory is a verb. Yeah. Those who trust in their own strength and who glory in the multitude of their riches. No brother redeems, nor will man buy back. He will not give to Skittles his appeasement, nor the price for the redemption of his soul. And he will labor continuously, and he will still live until the end. He will not see death with one F when he sees the wise dying. The foolish and the senseless will perish together, and they will leave their riches to strangers. And their sepulchres will be their houses forever. Their Skittles tents from generation to generation. They have called their names in their own lands. And man, when he was held in honor, did not understand. He has been compared to the senseless Bistonians, and he has become like them. This way of theirs is a scandal to them, and afterwards they will delight in their mouth. They have been placed in hell like sheep. Death with one F feed on them, will feed on them. And the just will have dominion over them in the morning. And their help will grow old in hell for their glory. Even so, truly Skittles will redeem my soul from the hand of hell, when he will receive me. Do not be afraid when a man will have been made rich, and when the glory of his house will have been multiplied. For when he dies, he will take nothing away, and his glory will not descend with him. For his soul will be blessed in his lifetime, and he will admit to you when you do good to him. He will even enter with the progeny of his fathers, but even in eternity he will not see the light. Man, when he was in honor, did not understand. He has been compared to the senseless Bistonians, and he has become like them. Apparently I've started to have negative feelings towards them even more. Just fucking hate their approach. For such atrocious act, I'm not going to buy anything from them. I'm surprised it took you this long to come to this conclusion. Fortunately, it seems like they don't... like others don't care about it much. I'm also surprised it took you this long to come to this conclusion. I'm trying not to be way too radical, but it is way too much. That was the last straw for Blizzard. The last straw should have... I can't think of a more last straw than Diablo Immortal. If it was already the last straw before, it should have been Diablo Immortal. You had Warcraft 3 Reforged. You had the terrible launch of Diablo 2 Resurrected and the Broken Promises. You had Diablo Immortal. You had Overwatch 2 and the aggressive monetization. And then you also very recently had the Broken Promise of Overwatch 2 PvE. Then you have Diablo 4 and all the mess ups with that game. And then you have Diablo 3 being like basically them now changing the game to force you to, well, to nudge you to play Diablo 4, when they could have easily made that change literally years ago to improve the health of the game. So, I don't know what they did, but that being the last straw is just genuinely surprising to me. But to each their own, I guess. Psalm 49, Psalm 50, a psalm of ASAP H. The Skittles of Skittuses. The Lord has spoken, and he has called the earth. On a payphone or what? From the rising of the sun even to its setting. From Zion, the brilliance of his beauty. Skittles will arrive manifestly. Our Skittles also will not keep silence. A fire will flare up in his sight, and a mighty tempest will surround him. He will call to heaven from above, and to the earth to discern his people. Gather his holy ones to him, you who order his covenant above sacrifices. And the heavens will announce his justice, for Skittles is the judge. Listen, my people, and I will speak. Listen, Glasgow, and I will testify for you. I am Skittles, your Skittles. It's a psalm of ASAP H, and he's saying, I am Skittles, your Skittles? So is he speaking on behalf of Skittles? Does that mean that Skittles gave himself the title Skittles? I'm pretty sure he has never referred to himself as Skittles, like as a title, like your Skittles. So I'm tempted to say that counts.
Of course it does. Don't be silly.
I will not reprove you for your sacrifices. Moreover, your holocausts are ever in my sight. I will not accept calves from your house, nor he-goats from your flocks. But she-goats are fine? Question mark. For all the wild Bistonians of the forest are mine, the cattle on the hills and the coxswain. I know all the flying things of the air, and the beauty of the field is with me. If I should be hungry, I would not tell you. For the whole world is mine, and all its plenitude. Shall I gnaw on the flesh of bulls, or would I drink the blood of goats? Offer to Skittles the sacrifice of praise. Thanks.
So I was just doing something and clicked like 7 wrong buttons and a lot of things went wrong. Mind me.
Teras when he accidentally buys Diablo 4. Oh no, I just clicked 7 wrong buttons in a row.
I'd be impressed if I could do that.
Offer to Skittles the sacrifice of praise and pay your vows to the Most High. Ah, yes, Snoop Dogg.
He's your boy.
He's back. And call upon me in the day of tribulation. I will rescue you, and you will honor me. But to the sinner, Skittles said, why do you discourse on my justices, and take up my covenant through your mouth? Truly, you have hated discipline, and you have cast my sermons behind you. What if sermons was replaced? If you saw a thief, you ran with him, and you have placed your portions with adulterers. Your mouth has abounded with malice, and your tongue has concocted deceits. Sitting, you spoke against your brother, and you set up a scandal against your mother's son. These things you have done, and I was silent. You thought, unjustly, that I ought to be like you, but I will reprove you, and I will set myself against your face. Understand these things, you who forget Skittles, lest at any time he might quickly take you away, and there would be no one to rescue you. The sacrifice of praise will honor me, and in that place is the journey by which I will reveal to him the salvation of Skittles. But it seems like this is not a Christian feeling to just want to pummel Blizzard, guys. I'm struggling to hold myself at bay. Blizzard, fuck. Ah, yes. Religion in modern day. If you want Christian values, I have news for you. Whatever you think Christian values are, is probably pretty far away from it. I will just put it like this. The individual people at Blizzard, except for the top level executives, of course, are probably mostly very reasonable and sane people. The problem is the higher ups and the fact that it's a for-profit company. Companies are inherently evil because they are designed to just focus on profit, which means they will neglect any humanity, ethics, morals, or anything like that. And the bigger they get, the more they have to focus on making more profits. Because it always number go up.
That sounds about right.
So, yeah. And the bigger they get, the less human they are, you know? Smaller corporations, they might still have somebody in charge who's like, well, I also care about the environment or whatever other values. Whereas once it gets big enough, it's literally just about money. And guess what size Blizzard is at? Psalm 50, Psalm 51, unto the end, a Psalm of David. When Nathan the prophet came to him after he went to Bathsheba. Be merciful to me, O Skittles, according to your mediocre mercy, and according to the plenitude of your compassion, wipe out my iniquity. Wash me once again for my iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I know my iniquity, and my sin is ever before me. Against you only I have sinned, and I have done evil before your eyes. And so you are justified in your words, and you will prevail when you give judgment. For behold...
Always beholding.
Wait, fuck, where was I? Damn it, there. I was conceived in iniquities, and in sinfulness did my mother conceive me. For behold,
Stop beholding!
you have loved truth. The obscure and hidden things of your wisdom you have manifested to me. You will sprinkle me with hyssop, and I will be cleansed. You will wash me, and I will be made whiter than snow. In my hearing you will grant gladness and rejoicing, and the bones that have been humbled will exalt. Turn your face away from my sins, and erase all my iniquities. Create a clean heart in me, O Skittles, and renew an upright spirit within my inmost being. Do not cast me away from your face, and do not take your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and confirm me with an unsurpassed spirit. I will teach the unjust your ways, and the impious will be converted to you. Free me from blood, O Skittles, the Skittles of my salvation, and my tongue will extol your justice. O Lord, you will open my lips, and my mouth will announce your praise. For if you had desired sacrifice, I would certainly have given it. But with holocausts, you will not be delighted. A crushed spirit is a sacrifice to Skittles. A contrite, a humbled heart, O Skittles, you will not spurn. Act kindly, Lord, in your good will toward Zion, so that the walls of Jerusalem may be built up. Then you will accept the sacrifice of justice, oblations, and holocausts. Then they will lay calves upon your altar.
Macarena.
Psalm 51, Psalm 52, until the end, the understanding of David. When Doeg, When Doeg the Edomite came and reported to Saul, David went to the house of Ahimelech. who is not Abimelech. Do not confuse them. It's Ahimelech. They are different people. Why do you glory in malice, you who are powerful in iniquity? All day long, your tongue thinks up injustice. Like a razor, you have wrought deceit. You have loved malice above goodness, and iniquity more than speaking righteousness. You have loved all precipitous words at your deceitful tongue. Because of this, Skittles will destroy you in the end. He will pull you up, and he will remove you from your Skittles den, and your root from the land of the living. The just will see and be afraid, and they will laugh over him and say, "Behold, the man who did not set Skittles as his helper. But he hoped in the multitude of his riches, and so he prevailed in his emptiness. But I, like a fruitful olive tree in the house of Skittles, have hoped in the mercy of Skittles unto eternity and forever and ever. I will confess to you forever because you have accomplished it, and I will wait on your name, for it is good in the sight of your saints." Oh, this is fun.
Well, good one.
It is the way to death for humanity. Human nature is so perverted. Society should at least try to control one's piety and punish them. That's not going to happen. Question of social institutions. So I do believe that moral and ethics do exist, and we should try to enforce them. Yeah. And you know who sits in those positions? People. And you know what you can do with people? You can give them money or other things of value.
I don't know. I have a very skewed view of morality.
Because people are just inherently selfish. If they can get a big benefit for fucking everybody over a little bit, there's a lot of people who will not hesitate to do it. And if you don't believe me, you clearly have literally zero clue of any politics ever. Or lobbying or anything related to it, so...
Macaroni.
Yeah, and obviously you know about that, so point proof. So, good luck. We're doomed. This world sucks. Psalm 52, Psalm 53. Unto the end, for Mahalath, the thought of David. Of course it's David. The fool has said in his heart, there is no Skittles. They were corrupted and they became abominable with iniquities. There is no one who does good. Skittles gazed down from heaven on the sons of men to see if there were any who were considering or seeking Skittles. All have gone astray. Together they have become useless. There is no one who does good. There is not even one. Will they never learn? All those who work iniquity, who devour my people like a meal of bread. They have not called upon Skittles. In that place they have trembled in fear, where there was no fear. For Skittles has scattered the bones of those who please men. Ah, yes, those who please men. They have been confounded, because Skittles spurned them. Who will grant Zion the salvation of Glasgow? Jacob will exult when Skittles will convert the captivity of his people, and Glasgow will rejoice. Psalm 53, Psalm 54. Unto the end, in verses, the understanding of David, when the Ziphites had arrived and they said to Saul, has not David been hidden with us? Save me, O Skittles, by your name, and judge me in your virtue. O Skittles, listen to my prayer. Pay attention to the words of my mouth. For strangers have risen up against me, and the strong have sought my soul, and they have not set Skittles before their eyes. For, behold, my Skittles is my helper, and the Lord is the protector of my soul. Turn back the evils upon my adversaries, and ruin them by your truth. I will freely sacrifice to you, and I will confess your name, O Skittles, because it is good. For you have quickly rescued me from all tribulations, and my eye has looked down upon my enemies. Psalm 54, Psalm 55, until the end. In verses, the understanding of David. Listen to my prayer, O Skittles, and despise not my supplication. Be attentive to me and heed me. I have been grieved in my training, and I have been disturbed at the voice of the adversary and at the tribulation of the sinner. For they have diverted iniquities toward me, and they have been harassing me with rage. My heart has become disturbed within me, and the dread of death, with one F, has fallen over me. Fear and trembling have overwhelmed me, and darkness has buried me. And I said, who will give me wings like the dove, so that I may fly away and take rest? Behold, I have fled far away, and I linger in solitude. I waited for him who saved me from a weak-minded spirit, from a tempest. Cast them down, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen iniquity and contradiction in the city. Day and night iniquity will surround it upon its walls, and hardship is in its midst. with injustice. And usury and deceit have not fallen away from its streets. For if my enemy had spoken evil about me, certainly I would have sustained it. And if he who hated me had been speaking mediocre things against me, I would perhaps have hidden myself from him. Truly, you are a man of one mind, my leader and my acquaintance, who took sweet food together with me. In the house of Skittles we walked side by side. Let death, with one F, come upon them, and let them descend alive into hellfire. Oh no, leave Diablo out of this. For there is wickedness in their dwellings, in their midst. But I have cried out to Skittles, and the Lord will save me. Evening and morning and midday. Oh, even midday, holy shit. I will discourse and announce, and he will heed my voice. He will redeem my soul in peace from those who draw near to me. For among us, the many they were with me. Skittles will hear, and he who is before time will humble them. What the fuck does that mean? He who is before time.
Presumably someone who was there that when time wasn't. Well, I guess whoever created Skittles.
Skittles will hear. Maybe that's just referring to Skittles because he probably invented time in their mind. Yeah, that could be.
No.
Weird way of phrasing that sentence, but possible.
So I'm gonna go angrily take a piss. I'll be right back.
Don't forget the moaning.
No.
But there is no change with them, and they have not feared Skittles. He has stretched forth his head in retribution. They have contaminated his covenant. They were divided by the wrath of his countenance, and his heart has drawn near. His words are smoother than oil, and they are arrows. Cast your cares upon the Lord, and he will nurture you. He will not allow the just to be tossed about forever. Truly, O Skittles, you will lead them away into the well of death with one F. Bloody and deceitful men will not divide their days in half, but I will hope in you, O Lord. Holy shit. 150 chapters of this book, and we're at 55. If I speedrun this hard enough, that's probably gonna be like 3 more sessions. Oh my god, it is Teras.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite Teras. Psalm 55, Psalm 56, unto the end. For the people who have become far removed from the sacred. Of David, with the inscription of the title, when the Philistines held him in Gath. Have mercy on me, O Skittles, because the man has trampled over me. All day long he has afflicted me by fighting against me. My enemies have trampled over me all day long. For those who make war against me are many. From the height of the day I will be afraid. But truly, I will hope in you. In Skittles I will praise my words. In Skittles I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do to me. All day long they curse my words. All their intentions are for evil against me. They will dwell and hide themselves. They will watch my heel just as they waited for my soul. Because of this, nothing will save them. In your anger, you will crush the people. O Skittles, I have announced my life to you. You have placed my tears in your sight, and even in your promise. Then my enemies will be turned back. On whatever day that I call upon you, behold. I know that you are my Skittles. In Skittles, I will praise the word. In the Lord, I will praise his speech. In Skittles, I have hoped. I will not fear what a man can do to me. My vows to you, O Skittles, are in me. I will repay them. Praises be to you, for you have rescued my soul from death with one F, and my feet from slipping, so that I may be pleasing in the sight of Skittles in the light of the living. Are you holding a B?
Who's holding a what?
I asked if you are holding a B. The letter B. Are you beholding?
Oh, okay. Why are you being fucking awkward? I'm doing finances here. I'll even show you in a moment.
Fine answers. Nice. I'm doing whatever I can to make this ever so slightly more entertaining than it is, because speedrunning reading a book is not particularly easy. I dare you to try. Psalm 56, Psalm 57. Unto the end. May you not destroy may you not destroy. Of David with the inscription of a title, when he fled from Saul into a cave. Be merciful to me, O Skittles, be merciful to me, for my soul trusts in you, and I will hope in the shadows of your wings until iniquity passes away. I will cry out to Skittles Most High, to Skittles who has been kind to me. He sent from heaven and freed me. He has surrendered into disgrace those who trampled me. Skittles has sent his mercy and his truth, and he has rescued me from my soul. And he has rescued my soul from the midst of the young lions. I slept troubled. These of the sons of men, their teeth are weapons and arrows, and their tongue is like a sharp sword. Be exalted above the heavens, O Skittles, and your glory above all the earth. They prepared a snare for my feet, and they bowed down in my soul. They dug a pit before my face, yet they have fallen into it. My heart is prepared, O Skittles, my heart is prepared. I will sing and I will compose a psalm. Rise up, my glory, rise up, psaltery and harp. I will arise in the early morning. I will confess to you, O Lord, among us, the peoples. I will compose a psalm to you among us, the nations. For your mercy has been magnified, even to the heavens, and your truth even to the clouds. Be exalted above the heavens, O Skittles, and your glory above all the earth. That's how I feel about it.
No.
Psalm 57, Psalm 58. Until the end. May you not destroy of David with the inscription of a title. If truly and certainly you speak justice, then judge what is right, you sons of men. For even in your heart you work iniquity. Your hands construct injustice on the earth. Sinners have become foreigners from the womb. They have gone astray from conception. They have been speaking falsehoods. Their fury is similar to that of a serpent. It is like a deaf asp who even blocks her ears. Who will not listen to the voice of charmers, nor even to the enchanter who chants wisely. Skittles will crush their teeth within their own mouth. The Lord will break the bowls of the lions. They will come to nothing like water flowing away. He has aimed his bow while they are being weakened, like wax that flows. They will be carried away. Fire has fallen upon them, and they will not see the sun. Before your thorns could know the briar, he consumes them alive, as if in rage. The just one will rejoice when he sees vindication. He will wash his hands in the blood of the sinner. And man will say, if the just one is fruitful, then truly there is a Skittles judging them on earth. Their example of Russia, where there are tons of oil, gas, and other things. People are very poor in most of the country. The ethics of the higher tiers are completely criminal. Yeah, that's how you get up there, by not caring about others. If you're rich and you decide to give money to the poor on a regular basis, you know what that makes you? Not rich. They have a mentality of thief and burglar. Yeah, because they get away with it. And it's technically even legal if they can change the laws in their favor. It's unethical, but many things that people do that are completely unethical are legal. That is why country is poor. It's another argument, so I think you're not completely correct about politics. I mean, there's always more nuance to it, but that was the short version. Psalm 58, Psalm 59. Until the end, may you not destroy. Of David with the inscription of a title, when Saul sent and watched his house in order to execute him. Rescue me from my enemies, my Skittles, and free me from those who rise up against me. Rescue me from those who work iniquity, and save me from men of blood. Hey, hold on. Exactly. 4. Behold, they have seized my soul. The strong have rushed upon me, and it is neither my iniquity nor my sin, O Lord. I have run and gone directly without iniquity. Rise up to meet me, and see, even you, O Lord, Skittles of hosts, the Skittles of Glasgow, reach out to visit all nations. Do not take pity on all those who work iniquity. They will return toward evening, and they will suffer hunger like dogs, and they will wander around the city. Behold, they will speak with their mouth, and a sword is in their lips. For who has heard us? And you, O Lord, will laugh at them. You will lead all the Gentiles to nothing. I will guard my strength toward you, for you are Skittles, my supporter. My Skittles, his mercy will precede me. Skittles will oversee my enemies for me. Do not slay them, lest at times my people may forget them. Scatter them by your virtue and dispose them, O Lord, my protector, by the offense of their mouth and by the speech of their lips. And may and may they be caught in their arrogance, and for their cursing and lying they will be made known. At the consummation, in the fury of the consummation, they will be made known at the consummation, in the fury of the consummation, and so there will be no more. And they will know that Skittles will rule over Jacob, even to the ends of the earth. They will return toward evening, and they will suffer hunger like dogs, and they will wander around the city. They will be dispersed in order to gnaw, and truly, when they will not have been satisfied, they will murmur. But I will sing your strength, and I will extol your mercy in the morning. For you have been my supporter and my refuge in the days of my tribulation. To you, my helper, I will sing psalms. For you are Skittles, my supporter. My Skittles is mercy. Hey, Teras.
No.
Do something entertaining.
Did you know that fish are fusiform in shape, which is what allows them to be aerodynamic in water and therefore be pretty fast? Fusiform just refers to the kind of like tear shape you get, where you get like there's a point at the back, and then it's a tear shape. That's the technical term for it, and that's the shape of a fish. Fish. I like fish. Okay, I've run out of random things to say, so. Unless you want more things about fish. I know a strange amount of things about fish, because fish are funny. I also like really strange types of facts, like the fact that on average a human has less than 2 hands, which is funny because, people have 2 hands, but the amount of people with 1 hand is greater than the amount of people with 3 hands, or more than 2 hands in general, because of malformities, accidents, and other such things, which means that the amount of people with 1 hand or no hands drive the average below 2, which means that on average people have less than 2 hands. Not by a lot, it would be something like 9.9 whatever something amount of hands per person on average, but it's still funny to think about the fact that it's less than 2. And same thing can be said about, legs and eyes and ears and other things that are related to a body that you would have 2 of, that someone might not have 2 of, which is, again, really funny. There's your nugget of knowledge with Teras.
Chicken nugget?
You're a fucking nugget.
Twisting chicken nugget of knowledge. +2 to physical damage, +5 to wisdom.
No.
These guys and Teras have a great stream. I've got to go. Unfortunately, it's pretty hard for me to listen to what you do with the Bible. I think it's wrong. It's okay to analyze the Bible. It's not good to mock it and laugh at it. All respect to you guys. If that God is merciful, and hopefully He will forgive you. I mean, I would still argue that what I do is more than what most Christians do, which is I read the Bible, I share it with other people, and I try to understand it. So, and
I mean,
I also make.
I don't think there's anything wrong with believing in a god, or, well, believing in something that gives you a list of morals to follow, but genuinely believing that believing in a god is fine.
Basically, the idea of
believing in whatever the Bible is just
the values religion puts out there are, or many of them. The popular values that religion puts out there are good, at least for this religion specifically. But believing in the Bible word for word is just not a good idea. And we're just finding out why. But, I mean, everybody is free to feel about it however they want. So if you think this is just mocking, then, I mean, we're making it more entertaining, which definitely goes in a more mocking direction than just.
I mean, it didn't start off as mocking, but it kind of just devolved into that after we just started to realize how absolutely fucking cracked
It's-
the Bible is.
I mean, you can still understand what the Bible is about. It's not like we fundamentally changed the meanings. We just changed a few words to make it more entertaining and the word not durable, endurable. But if you want to consider that mocking, then well, I mean, you're free to have that opinion.
I'm pretty sure we're definitely mocking it, but we're not doing it. We're not doing it in a hateful way. We're not.
We do in between, but I think just what we've done to the Bible in terms of the replacements and all that's not. I wouldn't really call that mocking. It's just that's just a little casual fun.
Definitely mocking.
I mean, maybe I have a different understanding of the word mockery, but like then I guess it's light-hearted, friendly mockery. I guess
we are actively making fun of the Bible.
Yeah, no, but I'm just talking about the replaces. Obviously, when we're talking about how nonsensical stuff is, there is definitely mockery in between. But like today, I would argue there has been very little mockery, if at all. There has just been complaining about how bad it is. That's different. That's just objective evaluation of the quality.
Yeah, it's not a very well written book, or very well translated.
Or very well anything.
Even the, I mean, we are not using a particularly good version of the Bible, but even the better written versions of the Bible that are all really nicely written and more well translated and a bit more contextually put together are still fucking written by a fucking nut job. It's still, half of it still doesn't make all that much sense, and there is still plenty there to easily take out of context, as a lot of Christians would say. It's funny how when you point out all these really like inappropriate things that are actively in the Bible, they get very defensive and they say you pick things out of context, even though really, it's just there.
The context is the Bible is about spreading love and treating everybody well. So if you just read one chapter without the implicit context, then you clearly took it out of context. Yeah.
Yeah, like that, like the whole book where God just becomes a warmonger and tells all of the people who believe in him to commit genocide on anyone who doesn't and claim their land as their promised land. That's canon Bible right there. They don't teach you that in church.
Depends. Which church do you go to? Hey, remember the part about getting rich and you starting your own church or religion? I had an idea, Teras. I have a business proposition.
Oh no, it's got a business proposition.
Psalm 59. Psalm 60. Marcarena. Unto the end. For those who will be changed with the inscription of a title of David himself for instruction, when he set fire to Mesopotamia of Syria and Sobal, and Joab turned back and struck Idam, yea, it's in the Bible, in the valley of the salt pits, 12,000 men. O Skittles, you have rejected us and you have ruined us. You became angry, and yet you have been merciful to us. You have moved the earth and you have disturbed it. Heal its breaches, for it has been moved. You have revealed to your people difficulties. You have made us drink the wine of remorse. You have given a warning sign to those who fear you, so that they may flee from before the face of the bow, so that your beloved may be delivered. Save me with your right hand and hear me. Skittles has spoken in his holy place. I will rejoice and I will devise Shechem, and I will measure the steep valley of Skittles' tents. Gilead is mine and Manasseh is mine, and Ephraim is the strength of my head. Judah is my king. Moab is the cooking pot of my home.
Okay, cool.
Into Idam, yea, it's in the Bible. I will extend my shoe. To me, the foreigners have been made subject.
You're a subject.
It's just Moab is the cooking pot of my hope. I like that. Who will lead me into the fortified city? Who will lead me all the way to Idam, yea, it's in the Bible. Will not you, O Skittles, who has rejected us, and will not you, O Skittles, go out with our armies? Grant us help from tribulation, for salvation from man is empty. In Skittles we will act virtuously, and those who trouble us he will lead to nothing. There are a lot of violence and perverted things in Old Testament, I agree about that, but Jewish people practicing their own religion still consider this part of the Bible holy, and I respect them. Don't want to hurt it, well myself, all of it. People are free to read and believe in it, but I'm free to believe that it's stupid and that they shouldn't. Our New Testament have great and quite progressive ideas, which are very difficult to follow. Great book, which allows you to respect its universal ideas. I mean, we'll see about that in
the Old Testament is as much part of the Bible as the Old Testament.
the New.
You can't just nitpick which part of it you believe in and which part you don't.
Also true, and the Old
That's
Testament is at the start
because
so that's what most people will read. If you start reading the Bible and you get like, I don't know, let's just say 20 hours into it, and then you just give up. You've only read the Old Testament, no? So right, so yeah,
you can't say that you believe in the New Testament but then not the Old Testament because that's just being plainly ignorant.
I mean, you can, but then that just means that you don't believe in the Bible as a whole and thus the religion, because
you're just being ignorant at that point.
This is the holy book of the Christian religion, as far as I understand it, so the entirety.
Plus, the Old Testament still gets quoted in churches. Parts of it, they're very handpick which parts they very much handpick which bits they quote, but they still quote the Old Testament.
As far as I understand, Jesus cancelled the Old Testament and gave a New Testament. That's how I see it.
Can't do that, though. That's not how that works.
I mean, if you strictly believe in what Jesus says or believes in, sure, but that's not what the Christianity is about in general.
That's like America trying to hide how they poisoned the water for experiments and such in like the 70s and 80s or something. And they're going, oh no, we've never actually done that, but they blatantly did, and they're going, that's fine, we don't just ignore it, we've never done that. That's the same thing. You can't just say the Old Testament is been cancelled, it isn't a part of the Bible. It exists, it's been written, and if you're supposed to believe in it, then it happened, and if it happened, then you should believe what it says. Again, nitpicking parts of it, or just ignoring the fact that the Old Testament exists and going, yeah, no, the New Testament is what we're believing in, no, you can't do that. You either believe in all of it or none of it. It's not how religion works.
Psalm 60, Psalm 61, unto the end, with hymns of David. O Skittles, pay attention to my supplication, be attentive to my prayer. I cried out to you from the ends of the earth. When my heart was in anguish, you exalted me on a rock. You have led me, for you have been my hope, a tower of strength before the face of the enemy. I will dwell in your Skittles tent forever. I will be protected under the cover of your wings. For you, my Skittles, have listened to my prayer. You have granted an inheritance to those who fear your name. You will add days to the days of the king, to his years, even to the time of generation after generation. He will remain in eternity in the sight of Skittles, who will long for his mercy and truth. So I will compose a psalm to your name forever and ever, so that I may repay my vows from day to day. Psalm 61, Psalm 62, unto the end, for Jeduthun, a psalm of David. Will my soul not be subject to Skittles? For from him is my salvation. Yes, he himself is my Skittles and my salvation. He is my supporter. I will be moved no more. How is it that you rush against a man? Every one of you puts to death with one F, as if you were pulling down a ruined wall, leaning over and falling apart. So truly, they intended to reject my prize. I ran in thirst. They blessed with their mouth and cursed with their hearts. Yet truly, my soul will be subject to Skittles, for from him is my patience. For he is my Skittles and my savior. He is my helper. I will not be expelled. In Skittles is my salvation and my glory. He is the Skittles of my help, and my hope is in Skittles. All peoples gather together. Trust in him. Pour out your hearts in his sight. Skittles is our helper for eternity. So truly, the sons of men are untrustworthy. The sons of men are liars in the scales, so that by emptiness they may deceive among us themselves. Do not trust in iniquity, and do not desire plunder. If riches flow towards you, do not be willing to set your heart on them. Skittles has spoken once. I have heard two things. That power belongs to Skittles, and that mercy belongs to you, O Lord. For you will repay each one according to his works. Well, maybe I have a specific approach of the Eastern Church in my head. It is different than Western Church. Anyway, I just like how dirty priests are working for authorities and tell you that killing other people is good. That is what is happening in Russia nowadays. I've completely stopped visiting church. because I see its priests not being sincere and propagating anti-Christian ideas of violence and killing innocent people of Ukraine. I'm horrified how Christian ideas can be perverted.
I mean, religion has been used to justify war and such all throughout history for almost religions.
The thing is,
that's kind of been an excuse forever.
If you have enough power, you can make anyone say anything. So you just tell every priest, hey, tell everybody the war in Ukraine is for good reason and God wants it. And then the priests that say, no, that's not true, I will not do that. Well,
yeah, they get shot in the back of the head in the back of the church.
Or they get sent to prison for whatever arbitrary reason you can come up.
Treason!
And then a new priest will take their place. Until there's no new priest, and then you'll just send one of your own people, or you find somebody that is, what's the word, complacent, I guess. You just nitpick until you only have the people that speak whatever you want to hear.
You know what's a really good religion?
None.
No, actually, there is one, and it's actually quite a good one. Let me actually find it.
How do you define good, I guess?
I'll send you something to read right now to pop up on the screen so you can read.
I know, but it's so fucking wrong. It's always been like that, but it should not be like that.
I just want to fight something.
Welcome to reality. That's just no. While you find that, I'm gonna do Psalm 62, Psalm 63, a Psalm of David when he was in the desert of Edom. It's in the Bible. Oh, Skittles, my Skittles, to you I keep vigil until first light. For you, my soul has thirsted. To you, my body in so many ways. By a deserted land, both inaccessible and waterless, so I have appeared in the sanctuary before you, in order to behold your virtue and your glory. For your mercy is better than life itself. It is you my lips will praise. So I will bless you in my life, and I will lift up my hands in your name. Let my soul be filled as if with marrow and fatness, and my mouth will give praise with exalted lips. When I have remembered you on my bed in the morning, I will meditate on you, for you have been my helper, and I will exult under the cover of your wings. My soul has clung close to you. Your right hand has supported you. It has supported me. Truly, these ones have sought my soul in vain. They will enter into the lower parts of the earth. They will be delivered into the hand of the sword. There will be the portions of F-coxes. Truly, the king will rejoice in Skittles. All those who swear by him will be praised, because of the mouth of those who speak iniquity has been blocked.
Right, I got right. So I found the thing. So a bit of background before I send this to you. So the ideal religion, and this is even something I would happily believe in and attend church in. It's called the Satanic Temple, and it was initially created as a bit of a meme, but because it was like a really reasonable meme that made fun of religions in general, and then it kind of evolved into a thing of its own, and it's an actual religion now that you can follow, that there are actual churches around the world and things, and it's a thing. It's an actual legitimate religion. It's registered and recognized in almost every country now, and it has its own, as they call, the 7 fundamental tenets, which are, it's like rules, guiding rules. If you scroll down a little bit, it's got its guiding rules that they want you to follow, and they're extremely reasonable, I'd say.
About us. The mission of the Satanic Temple is to encourage benevolence and empathy, reject tyrannical authority, advocate practical common sense, oppose injustice, and undertake noble pursuit. I mean, that's simple enough, and anybody can get behind that in theory, but of course, in practice. There are 7 fundamental tenets. One should strive to act with compassion and empathy toward all creatures in accordance with reason. The struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions. One's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. The freedoms of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend. To willfully and unjustly encroach upon the freedoms of one another is to forego one's own. Beliefs should conform to one's best scientific understanding of the world. One should take care never to distort scientific facts to fit one's beliefs. People are fallible. If one makes a mistake, one should do one's best to rectify and resolve any harm that might have been caused. Every tenet is a guiding principle designed to inspire nobility in action and thought. The spirit of compassion, wisdom, and justice should always prevail over the written or spoken word.
Quite reasonable, eh?
Yeah. But the thing is, many of the ideas of Christianity are also very reasonable. The problem is that people will just unreasonably take them to extremes or nitpick whichever ones, or just, it just distort and interpret it in unreasonable ways. But the ideas are simple enough.
But that's the thing, though. Christianity was created and is currently being sort of used, but it's all based off of a book that they're ignoring half of it because it doesn't fit their current ideals. Like, the Bible has so much crap in it that is clearly not what the current religion is about. But I do find it unreasonable to nitpick parts of it and go and decide that you're going to follow parts of it, but not other parts. Whereas this has been specifically created to make fun of how tyrannical actual religions are if you look back in their history, and create something that's actually a lot more modern and makes sense in today's day and age. And
yeah, I mean, the problem is always that whatever is popular is what people will cling on to. The whole network effect. It'll take a lot of things to go wrong for people to move over to a new thing, whether that's an online platform or a program to use or a religion to believe in. Even though this new religion might align more with their ideals and ideas that the individual people want to pursue. It's just, everybody knows Christianity, so it makes you a lot more relatable, and people might just not know about this one.
I'll say, this thing is just absolutely amazing.
How much did...
And also it's just funny, because if you say to someone that your religion is the Satanic Temple, they're going to look at you really weirdly. So it's as I said, the reason why it is called the Satanic Temple was part of the meme. But as I said, it's just kind of become its own thing that's actually popular now and registered in an actual religion and everything. And it's one of the only religions that pays their taxes on donations. So someone made a post where they tagged them on, I think it was Twitter or something, and they were like, "Nah, this is just some fucking bullshit to avoid taxes." And they're like, "No, we pay our taxes. Fuck you."
So there you have it, people. The Satanic Temple. Link will be in the video description. If you sign up using code Skittles, you'll get 20.
Fuck off.
You're so welcome.
You absolute fucking unit.
Actually, all I could think throughout the entire time is Teras being so fast, it just feels like a fucking sponsor segment.
Oh.
Holy shit.
I mean, this is the kind of thing that religion should be. This is what religions want to be.
You versus the religion they want you to believe in. Or your religion versus the religion they want you to believe in.
Yeah, that's the one.
Psalm 63. Psalm 64. Until the end of Psalm of David. Hear, O God, is my prayer of supplication. Rescue my soul from the fear of the enemy. You have protected me from the assembly of the malignant, from a multitude of workers of iniquity. For they have sharpened their tongues like a sword. They have formed their bow into a bitter thing, so that they may shoot arrows from hiding at the immaculate. They will suddenly shoot arrows at him, and they will not be afraid. They are resolute in their wicked talk. They have discussed hidden snares. They have said, who will see them? They have been searching carefully for iniquities. Their exhaustive search has failed. Men will approach with a deep heart, and Skittles will be exalted. The arrows of the little ones have become their wounds, and their tongues have been weakened against them. All those who saw them have been troubled, and every man was afraid. And they announced the works of Skittles, and they understood his acts. The just will rejoice in the Lord, and they will hope in him, and all the upright of heart will be praised. Psalm 64, Psalm 65, a Psalm of David, a canticle of Jeremiah and Ezekiel to the people of the captivity when they began to go into exile. O Skittles, a hymn adorns you in Zion, and a vow will be repaid to you in Jerusalem. Hear my prayer, all flesh will come to you. Words of iniquity have prevailed over us, and you will pardon our impieties. Blessed is he whom you have chosen and taken up. He will dwell in your courts. We will be filled with good things of your house. Holy is your temple, wonderful in equity. Hear us, O Skittles, our Savior, the hope of all the ends of the earth and of the sea far away. You prepare the mountains in your virtue, wrapped with power. You stir up the depth of the sea, the noise of its waves. The nations will be troubled, and those who dwell at the limits will be afraid before your signs. You will make the passing of morning and evening enjoyable. You have visited the earth, and you have saturated it. You have enriched it in so many ways. The river of Skittles has been filled with water. You have prepared their food, for thus is its preparation. Drench its streams, multiply its fruits. It will spring up and rejoice in its showers. You will bless the crown of the year with your kindness, and your fields will be filled with abundance. The beauty of the desert will fatten, and the hills will be wrapped with exultation. The rams of the sheep have been clothed. And the valleys will abound with grain. They will cry out. Yes, they will even utter a hymn. You're reusing that picture? Oh.
Yeah, I'm lazy today.
Disappointed.
I know.
Hey,
You're
lazy.
welcome.
I'm Skittles.
Well,
Any further sponsors you want to shout out?
not really.
Well, then that will be it.